This is what happens when a vehicle runs into a gate really, really hard. They bust the post off at the ground, and this is an 18-foot gate, so it's very expensive to make one because I can't seem to find to buy one anywhere. So if you're making or putting up gates, go with the 16-footer. It's more of a standard. This argument started with one of my neighbors friends about 8 years ago, and I got taken off to the sheriff's department because I have no friends in this county. And a year ago they pushed my car up into this gate, put marks in my bumper, and this time we're looking at least $300 worth of damage, maybe $400. Well, post and everything, closer to $400 worth of damage. And it's just part of farming or being somebody's neighbor. Okay, so the same guys that took out my fence also took out a couple neighbors' mailboxes. And going back on how I repaired it, I took out a foot deep with the backhoe because I had to pop out the bottom of the fence post. I broke the fence post off the ground. Dug about 4 feet deep, put 6 inches of gravel in the bottom, and then what I dug out with the fence post is about 3 inches all the way around this post, and I filled that up with gravel. And I'm going to pack dirt on it, seal it. That keeps the bottom of the post dry, and all the water that lands on top of the post and goes through it, the water will go out through the bottom, and it'll keep the post dry and keep it from rotting. So I've got 30 feet from the center of the road to my fence line, and this is another 16 feet behind that. So if a car hits it, that means they've gone through at least 8 fence posts, and they'd have to be going over 100 miles an hour in order to kill themselves on this post. So if you put a post in this big and a car hits it and somebody gets killed or put in the hospital, and the bills go over what the insurance can pay them, they're coming after you for the rest of the finances. So know that about putting in extra big posts. If you can see those, I took a grinder and ground those off into a T, and then I put a wire wheel on one side of the grinder and a grinding stone on the other, so that made them nice and smooth so no one cuts themselves on it. And then I can just use a chain and chain it to here. And I'm going to put it right next to this run here, or on the back side of it. And this will also hold the boards in place, huh? That way I only need one nail. Save me on nails. Everything about farming is about saving money. I went backwards on it, and I measured this out to fit. It's still a little bit warm to touch. So let's go finish up the gate. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is square this thing up. Even though this gate is flexible, I still need to start off square. What this thin gauge does, this is 2" by 2" V angle iron, and it's 1/8 thick. This is 1.5 inch diameter schedule 40 pipe, and that pipe is strong enough not to bend and sway too much with an 18-foot fence. And yeah, this is bastard size. They stopped making 18-foot fence. Either that or I just haven't found a place that sells it. Not sure which. Measure twice, weld once. I've got spike strips down here, and to make it hard for them to be seen, I've got no trespassing sign here and barbed wire here to keep people's eyes off the spike strips. I made them at a 1/4 inch round, and I rounded the tops off so that it wouldn't go through your feet if you stepped on them barefooted. Plus the fence is in the way, so unless you do damage to the fence, it's not going to work as a spike strip or get anybody hurt in any other way. So we shall see if I can do as much damage to the person driving around taking out mailboxes and fence gates as they are doing to us. Like I say, the sheriff's been called out 3 times now to this property for this stuff, and they're getting tired of it too. And since they do spike strips also, I will probably not get in trouble for it. And I love barbed wire. Yes, I am hoping to get somebody's tires. May that be the blood of the victors rather than the blood of the vanquished.